All right, let's talk about one of the most important steps you can take in your career. We're going to break down that mental leap you have to make from being an amazing team member to really, truly thinking like a leader. So let me ask you this. You're a rock star at your job, right? You're hitting your targets, your work is top notch. But for some reason, your career just feels stuck. So what's the missing piece? Well, the answer usually isn't about working more hours. It's not about learning another technical skill. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think. And this right here is the core of it. We're talking about moving from a doer mindset to an owner mindset. Now, a doer is fantastic. You focus on your tasks, you wait for direction, and you're super reliable. But an owner, that's a whole different level. An owner focuses on the final outcome, they take initiative, and they think way beyond their specific job description. And that is what makes you a leader. So how do you make that jump? Well, it all comes down to 4 crucial transformations. We're going to walk through each one. First, shifting from tasks to outcomes. Then, looking beyond your role, learning to take initiative, and finally, embracing total accountability. Okay, let's dive into the first and, honestly, the most fundamental shift. Getting this one right completely reframes how you look at your work every single day. So, what do we mean by outcome ownership? Think of it like this. It's the difference between saying, I sent the email, and saying, I made sure the client understood the next steps. See the difference? A doer completes the task. They check the box. But an owner makes sure the desired outcome actually happened. You're invested in the final result, not just the activity. Now, once you're locked in on those outcomes, the next step just kind of happens naturally. You start looking beyond the strict boundaries of your job description. Your job description? That's just the starting line. A leader, though, sees the entire racetrack. They're constantly asking themselves, how does my work impact the marketing team? Or how does this little project help the company's bigger goals? They connect the dots, and that lets them add value in ways other people might not even see. All right, this next shift is all about moving from passive to active. And believe me, this is where you really start to show everyone around you what you're made of. Taking initiative means you just don't wait for tasks to land on your plate. You see that the reporting process is kind of clunky, so you build a simple template to fix it for everyone. You notice a teammate is struggling and you offer to help without being asked. You're always thinking one step ahead. You're not waiting to be told what to do. You're actively finding ways to move the ball forward. And finally, we get to the shift that holds all of this together. This is the absolute bedrock of trust and credibility for any leader, total accountability. And listen, this is way more than just taking the blame when something goes wrong. True accountability means owning everything, the wins, the losses, the team's collective success. So when a deadline is missed, an owner doesn't say, well, my part was done. No way. They say, we missed the deadline. Here's what happened, and here's my plan to fix it. You give updates, not excuses. That is how you build real trust. And here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. This owner's mindset, it isn't a switch you just flip after you get promoted. It's the very thing that gets you the promotion. It starts today, right now, in the role you're in. If you want a simple way to put this into practice, just end each day with this one powerful question. It's a quick gut check. Were you just checking boxes today, or were you actively helping the entire team win? Answering that honestly will guide your every move. And that's really the big takeaway here. Leadership isn't a title that's handed to you. It's a set of behaviors you choose to adopt every day. By focusing on outcomes, thinking beyond your role, taking initiative, and owning the results, you stop waiting for your next job, and you start performing it. So the question isn't whether you're ready to be a leader, but are you willing to start thinking like one today?